Isabella and the Language of the Birds. It started with a whisper, not the kind you hear with your ears, but the kind that tickles the back of your thoughts. Isabella was in the woods, though she wasn't quite sure how she got there. The trees stretched tall above her, golden sunlight flickering between the leaves. The air smelled like wildflowers and pine. Somewhere nearby, a stream gurgled softly, like it was humming a secret. She looked down at her feet, muddy boots, a little notebook in her pocket, and her silver compass glowing faintly in her hand. The needle spun, then stopped, pointing toward a break in the trees. Curious, Isabella followed. It didn't take long before she began to notice them. Birds, dozens of them, perched on branches, fluttering from tree to tree, hopping along the mossy ground. They weren't ordinary birds. They chirped and whistled in strange patterns. Twee-chir, dree-dree, tick-click, and they moved in odd, deliberate ways. One bird flapped twice and spun in a circle. Another pecked at a stone in a rhythm. Tap, tap, tap. She crouched behind a log and watched. Her heart thudded. They're not just singing, she whispered to herself. They're talking. She pulled out her notebook and began scribbling. Yellow bird, twee, chir and flap, flap, turn, bluebird, tap, tap, tap on stone. Redbird, wings open twice. Hush. Then she noticed something even stranger. Whenever the yellow bird made a spiral in the air with its flight path, the compass needle turned gently to the left. Whenever the bluebird tapped out a rhythm, moss would peel back on the ground, revealing small carved symbols beneath. One was a swirl. Another looked like a feather. One looked like a little sun with lines radiating outward. She gasped. The birds were using a code. A few minutes later, the birds led her to a small stone clearing. At the center was a table made of flat rock, covered in faint etchings, rows of tiny shapes, tracks, wings, stars, spirals, even beak marks. It looked ancient and important. She stepped closer. Tap, tap, tap. The bluebird landed on the edge of the stone table. It stared at her and tapped 3 times again. Then she looked down at the same symbol she just noticed, a triangle with a dot in the middle. She copied it into her notebook. When she touched the symbol with her finger, she heard the sound in her head. Twee-chir. Her eyes widened. That's it, she breathed. This is your language. One by one, she matched bird calls to carved shapes. Double wing flap means quiet. 3 taps mean danger. Feather and a star mean safe. Sharp chirp means watch. Looped line means friend. Tweeter means follow. It was a real working alphabet, not words exactly, but meanings, whole ideas packed into sounds and shapes and movement. Just as she was starting to understand full phrases, follow us, it's safe, or quiet now, danger near, the birds began to rise into the air, circling above her. The sun dimmed slightly. The compass spun again gently. "Wait," Isabella called. "Is there more?" The red bird swooped low and dropped something into her hand. It was a single feather, smooth and warm to the touch. On the spine of the feather was a glowing symbol, the spiral. She looked down. The forest began to shimmer. The trees blurred. The light bent. And the stone table vanished like dust. And suddenly, she was back in her room, wrapped in her quilt, compass under her pillow, notebook open beside her. Raindrops tapped gently at the window. Isabella sat up, heart racing. She looked at her notebook. Her jaw dropped. The page was full of symbols: spiral, feather, taps, wings, everything she'd seen. She reached under the pillow and her fingers brushed something soft. It was a feather, a real one, and along its spine, written in faint silver ink, was a tiny spiral. Isabella smiled and whispered, "I knew they were saying something." And from far outside her window, a bird chirped, "Twee, chir," and this time Isabella understood.
I hope you liked my story. Don't forget to subscribe. I have many more adventures to share.